Don't you love it?
Yeah, I do.
That's so cool. Go. We can start any time. Everything's rolling.
Okay. Can I skate in?
Action.
I'm gonna skate in with my little drink.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Alright.
So this is Joy.
Be careful with my dress.
This is Joy, and the backstory with Joy was you had hair this long, and I gave you a haircut as a customer, paying customer in the salon. So we cut this half.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I think, and then I recruited you, not a customer anymore, you're now BFFs.
Yes.
So I think tonight we're going to cut the other half.
Perfect.
Yeah. Now it's not a makeover from long to short, but you can imagine that, like it was long. We cut this half. And also, I got to show, well, I cut your hair was a while ago.
Yeah.
Now it was an amazing haircut.
Can I tell a small story about when you asked me how short I wanted it on this side?
Oh, you didn't want it this short?
You put the scissors there, and I was going to tell you, and then you were like, no, don't tell me. I'm cutting it here.
Yeah.
And I love that story.
Yeah. Because I think you said something asymmetrical. I think you were thinking like there-ish to there.
I love this. I love it.
I was listening. But this haircut's a while ago.
So good.
It's still a really good haircut.
Yeah.
Now, what I think we should do, we should take pictures of it before I cut it off. Because I need to document how it's going out. So let's do that right now.
Okay.
I'm going to grab my camera.
Okay.
Then we'll go over to the white wall.
Oh.
We'll photograph.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll photograph it before I destroy it.
Destroy it. You mean improve it, right? Enrich it. Enhance.
Oh, yeah. No, we're going to photograph what I did. It's a grown up version of what I did.
Okay.
We're going to photograph it, then we're going to cut it. More.
Alright.
No, it's this one. Come on over.
Lovely.
Escape back to the
Try
chair.
not to fall over. I just want to see if I can try and do a bench hand. Oh my god, I nailed it!
Wow.
Was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just for the people watching at home, you may notice we're drinking a little bit in these videos lately.
Cheers.
That's because there's a reason for that. Now New Zealand has strict restrictions again with the COVID rules, but there's exemptions for alcohol drinking because and things like that. So
We're
we
doing
just
it
decided
because we need to, really.
salon's closed. We're doing these later at night, drinking alcohol so we don't have to wear masks. Because when people drink together later at night, we're allowed to not wear masks. So we're able to film these videos because we're in the same bottle, and you can. Once you've done that, then there's no reason for a mask anymore.
Perfect.
Well, just so people know, these have changed.
Yeah.
But we're adapting to the rules of the nation with the direction it's going.
Perfect.
And
Ooh.
love the dress.
Yes, from your collection.
Yeah.
Stunning.
From the we haven't played around. I think we've you've tried half them on.
Yeah.
We didn't film it though because we don't film everything. We do some things for ourselves. There's that.
I'm still loving that David Bowie outfit.
That was good. We might change you into that at the end of the video.
Yeah.
Because that was fun too.
I'm here for that.
Yeah, cool.
Is this gonna work with the collar?
Yeah, just tuck it right under.
What does this thing do? Because I've never seen it apart from your videos.
Now the premise of the video is retro haircuts, so we're doing wrap style. And we have a barber chair, and we're doing barber, because when a woman sits in the chair, she's never sat in a barber chair in her life. You've never sat in a barber chair before?
No.
Therefore, we're doing the whole barbershop thing for you.
I like it. I'm glad I asked.
The whole point is outside the box.
Yep.
And we're gonna do the whole Beetlejuice.
Oh, yes.
In the last video, we did a Beetlejuice thing with it.
Cool.
So funny.
Well, it's coming up Halloween.
Yeah, true.
Halloween's the 30th.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing a murder mystery event at my house.
Yeah.
Got two friends like writing the script.
Yeah.
And I've never done one of these things before, but it sounds like fun for Halloween.
Look that way. Look that way. Look that way. Look that way. Now, The other thing about now that I'm starting to film make things again, we used to do like we're going to do this with the picture, and then we do it,
Yeah.
and it never entirely matched because we was inspired with the picture. And I've said in the last video, we're not going to show pictures anymore. We're just going to cut hair.
Okay. Cool.
Now, I think the people watching at home look that way. Have a pretty good idea where I'm going. Look that way. I think we're just going to match it.
Okay.
And I think we're not going to do short because I like that bit of weight on you, and I
Okay.
like that bit of weight on you as well.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to just do this haircut dry, not wash it.
Cool.
Cool. So we can see transformation happen on dry hair. And one of the coolest things about dry cuts is you see the results right away. When you do a wet haircut, you don't know what's going to happen until it's dried.
Yeah.
Now when you do a dry cut, you're seeing it right away because it's cut and sitting dry.
Real
So we're going to do a dry cut.
I don't think I've ever had a dry cut before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my mum used to cut my hair when I was a kid, and then she'd use a spray bottle and wet it down.
Yeah, because of where you grew up.
Yeah. True.
And where did you grow up? I know where you grew up.
Yeah,
but
you know where,
you can tell
you know where I grew up.
I know where you grew up. You can tell them.
Millabunk up nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cootamundra.
Not quite in the middle of
Represents.
nowhere. The middle of New South Wales.
And Don Bradman was born there, and he's a famous cricketer, so that is our one claim to
And half the listeners at home have never heard of cricket.
No. Yeah, what's cricket?
So someone famous of cricket grew up where you grew up, and half the people are like, what's cricket?
It's the Australian version of baseball. Is that a fair thing to say?
No, I know it's true.
Would that be a fair thing to say, though? Would like cricket?
No, I am a
cricket
baseball
fans might
fan.
be
I am a
offended.
baseball fan, and I don't get cricket. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, and I've held a cricket bat.
Yeah,
Now, when you're doing the cricket, it's lower.
it is. Yes.
It's kind of like,
It's very different.
to me, like hockey stick slap shots down here. Baseball is up here, and a baseball bat is skinny, and a hockey stick and a cricket bat is this wide thing that you go in between. So to me, a hockey stick is down here, and a baseball bat's up here, and cricket's in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Makes sense.
And I've hit them all, and
Okay.
yeah,
Successfully.
yeah. And when I moved to New Zealand, I thought I'm gonna go to cricket games and just hang out with the locals and try to figure this out. That didn't happen. You know why? Because cricket people are snobs. They're gonna rock up and be like, oh, you know, blah blah blah. I'm like, this, and like, oh, bloody this or whatever. And no.
Oh, you need to come to Tasmania. Everyone like
Yeah, probably.
dresses up
Probably.
and sits on
I'm
the
just
grass
saying
on
my
the side of the
experience
hill.
with it.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
like it's just an excuse for day drinking all day outside.
Same with baseball.
and getting sunburnt.
Same with baseball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's it.
But
It's the
baseball
cultural
fans are different than
equivalent.
cricket fans, and I just never warmed up to the cricket fans.
Maybe it's
Anyhow,
an
my
English-
experience.
British hangover, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, probably. Americans in baseball, British with cricket. I'm going with Americans in
I
baseball.
love all my British friends.
I know. I'm sorry, British people, but I'm going with the Americans. They're heckling like, "Hey, bada 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 bada, swing bada." The drinking baseball is more interesting to me than the cricket drinking.
Do they tailgate with baseball? Is that a thing?
No, that's in the
That's the
U.S.
football.
football. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That seems like a pretty cool tradition to me. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Get all this.
Yep, tailgates. Now, being like when I lived in Toronto, we'd go to Buffalo Bills games. Yep.
What's that?
Oh, it's Buffalo. It's across the border. That's
Okay.
how close. And for a while there, they were sharing games between Buffalo and Toronto. But I don't like that idea. Buffalo games are meant to be in Buffalo. Like, you don't do half games in Buffalo and half games in a whole other country. That was just ridiculous. But they were doing that for a little while. Tailgate parties in downtown Toronto didn't work. Bunch of
Not quite
condos.
survive.
Bunch of condos and like, let's do a tailgate. Yeah. And like, you know, like Wilson parking in New Zealand.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, let's do a tailgate at the
No.
equivalent of Toronto.
No.
No, no, it just doesn't work.
Dark
No.
multi-story.
So that's a dark time in Buffalo Bills history is when they played half their games in Toronto. That's just dumb.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think half of the sporting appeal is the vibe and like the social times.
I know. Yeah, that's true. So we're gonna leave that kind alone. Yeah. I need to clip.
Interesting. My hair has not been this short since I was in the airline industry.
True, because that was what you used to do. Yeah.
Yep, I used to have like white blonde hair and super short pixie cut. This is really cool.
And I would have asked for your number. What is it? 37B?
Oh yeah. Seat number, yeah. 37 Bravo.
5556732.
Oh my gosh. I had a couple of sneaky.
Did you ever get a phone number passed off to you? I'm sure you have.
Did a couple
And
of
did you
times.
ghost them? You ghost most of them.
I dated for a little bit.
Of course.
He was a very cute guy from Brighton in the UK. He was actually Czech.
Yeah.
But he was working in a salad bar.
Czech guys are cool.
He was really nice.
Yeah.
And he asked to borrow my pen, and then he wrote his number on a napkin and wrapped it around the pen and handed it back to me. I knew the entire flight he was going to give me his number because he was I just knew.
The energy was there.
Yeah. So I had a few really awesome trips to Brighton. I think we spent a week together and hung out, visiting all the bars, drinking mulled wine in the evenings. My first ever surfing lesson was in Brighton the day after there'd been a massive storm,
You're
hurricane.
surfing, right?
I'm in Australia.
You're from Australia. But you're not Australian, but not raised on the coast.
No.
You're way
no,
inland. I know where you're from. No, you're not. You know when you're close to the coast.
Nowhere close
So
to
of
the
course
coast.
you learned to surf in Brighton.
Yeah.
That's not even a good way.
Czech boy living
And it's
in
cold.
the UK.
With a Czech.
That was
yeah, learn to
fucking
say a
freezing.
Czech boy in the UK in Brighton, and you're from Australia.
It was
Life goals.
exactly.
You're take that.
Live an interesting life.
Yeah. Yep.
No, that was cool.
Yep.
I need to get back to Brighton though. That is one of the cutest places in the UK.
That sounds like a cool song.
Have you been there?
No, but I grew up obsessed watching Quadrophenia. That's a big part of the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Quadrophenia.
Quadrophenia.
Check that
When I was in high school, I was like a little mod kid with a vest. I had a vest belt customized up and used to dress that way.
How cool.
Go to school in my vintage vest belt with all the accessories. But a depressed teenager in Quadrophenia is like your best friend.
Sure.
Yeah, that was part of my history. Yeah. So Brighton was, well aware of Brighton. Yeah.
Big on your horizon. Yeah. What did you do at art school? What was your specialty?
At school? No, high school.
Oh, high school. Sorry,
No,
I thought you
we're
said
talking
art
about
school.
Toronto High
I
School.
was like, oh my god, you went to art school? How fucking cool are
No,
you?
Toronto High School. Well, I didn't go to art school. It was
You could have. You're an artistic person. Look at all your amazing photographs around here.
Yeah, but I don't know. Sometimes art school ruins your art.
This is true. Yeah.
And I've said this. The great directors didn't go to film school, and the film schools become assistant directors. Sometimes great directors come out of film schools, but a lot of great directors never went to film school because they have the vision.
The instincts.
And they go through life to pursue that vision, right?
Yeah.
And film school graduates, most of them become assistant directors. ADs.
That's so interesting.
First AD, second AD, third AD. That's where the graduates end up. Not always, I'm just saying,
Yeah, but often.
Yeah.
But
Same with the hair
that's
industry. A lot of the best hairdressers in the world didn't finish hair school because it was like, fuck, I'm out of here.
Self-taught.
Can't deal with this crap, yeah.
Yeah.
And they end up getting qualified anyway through experience.
But you can't teach creativity, right?
No.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Iris Apfel? Have you heard of her?
No.
She's
You're gonna teach me.
She's old. She's 100, but she's a model, and she's just got the most eclectic collection of clothes and jewelry and accessories that she's built up over her entire lifetime.
Yep.
And she's right out there. Her style is, very bold and bright and in your face. She's amazing. But she has that whole mantra, you can't teach style. Someone's got it or they don't.
Yeah.
And you can find it within yourself. But it's creativity.
And that generation of a brain, absolutely. That's it.
Yeah.
You got it, you're done. Don't waste your time.
Yep.
Yep.
No, she's got such a cool story. Watched a documentary about her, and she just recently turned 100, and she's still going strong. She's modeling and traveling the world still, and
She's still living
life goals.
in this world.
Yeah.
Wow. Now you know how to look her up.
And not just half living, she's out there.
Thank you for educating the channel too.
There we go.
I
Iris Apfel.
Now, you and I have been talking for the past 3 or 4 hours now. Yeah.
Over a few drinks, yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool. So this is kind of the continued conversation. But that's 3 to 4 hours of conversation. That's for us, and about 20 minutes for the world.
Yes,
and then
very
we're going to
well.
shut this off, and we're going to have another 3 or 4
3
hours for us. Because not everything goes on the to the wall.
Yeah.
Some people live their lives on camera. I don't.
Nah, I feel like I'm fairly
little lens
about
into the
most
wall.
things, but yeah, there's some stuff that, yeah.
You go too far. Some people go too far with all this.
Exactly, you got to keep a little bit of mystery about you.
True.
It's funny. One of my best friends, we were having a conversation about whether or not like you go to the bathroom in front of partners, and my best friend was all for it.
When I was younger, today.
Really?
Oh, no.
Really? Oh. See, I would have thought
Not
it would be
because
the other way
we go in
around.
front of each other, because complacency over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know. Well, also we have kids and all.
Yeah. So my friend's mom.
I would do it in front of my partner, but we're at an age in our life where we don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That reminds me of a different time in my life.
So now you don't. Now you do.
No, I would if that scenario. If I would with my current partner if we were still 20s in our 30s. But no, we don't because we're older, complacent brains.
But like for me, complacency would be you go in front of someone because you don't care. So
No, that's exactly the way we would do it. But we're never in the same room to go with. We're never in the toilet at the same time anyway.
You're not following each other around.
No, because we just, yeah. It's where we are in our lives at the moment. Like, I'm in the toilet, she's not, and I'm going to take a pee. If she was in the toilet, I would, but we're never in
Yeah.
But also, we got 2 daughters running around the house. We're just like, we're a family, you close the door, you pee. You know? I'm not going to pee in front of my kids. Like, I got 2 daughters, like, I'm going to do that. You know, like, no.
It's I feel like families are so different with that kind of thing.
It's fine. I mean, I guess some people will, but
Yeah.
no. But like I said to you earlier, the earlier conversation when you're raising daughters, consent and space rule.
Yes.
From the moment they're born,
Yeah.
and you don't compromise that.
Yeah.
Now, like the scenario I said earlier is like, you know, your kid's 5 and you have a family reunion, and give your Aunt Bunny a kiss and like, "Whoa, kiss your Aunt Bunny," like, "Whoa." No, that violates consent and space rules.
Yeah.
In my brain, this day and age, you're a woman from the day you come out of the womb. And consent and space is the
And
most
something like
important
me,
rule. I would say now in Star Trek they called it the prime directive. With a woman, the prime directive is consent and space from the moment she comes out of the womb to the day she dies.
Yeah.
And you raise girls that way from the beginning because you can't be there for them for the rest of their life. So they're stronger later in life because of that rule.
I feel like that's so important.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I feel like I was really raised to be polite and to turn the other cheek and all that kind of thing. And
that's that
it's
time.
taken me a while to like develop the attitude and the ability to say no, fuck off. It's a good skill to have.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good word.
I actually kind of like how this looks like just with my hair up while you're doing it.
No, I know.
That's cool.
Hey, when I take it out, that's pretty much going to be your length anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just working on things.
Yeah, no, I actually really liking going shorter again.
Yeah.
This is fun.
And I like that I'm doing it with clippers, not scissors, but I'm doing it freehand.
I do like that. Well, I am sitting in the barber chair, so that makes sense.
Exactly. When you got your color done with us, your hair was long, and you got your color done first with another one of my staff. Not saying you were going to cut it short. Now what happened was there's a lot of color that was put in places that were cut off. Because not saying there was anything wrong with that. I like that it was happening that way. But I'm still cutting things off and I'm like, wow. But it's not a bad thing, but if it was communicated when the customer comes in the door, this is the thing with salons, and you're getting a color first with this person and then a cut with that person, had the colorist known you're going to chop it all off, and they colored your hair for what you had, and then you went to the next person's like, what are we doing? Like, we're going to cut all this off, and the color's like,
My bad. Well, I guess it was.
No, you're bad at all.
Spur of the moment thing. Right?
As the person who gives the checks, you made her work. I'm cool with that, even if it ends up on the floor.
Oh my god.
To be honest, the person who did your color, it was still like building up experience anyway. and also that it ends up on the floor. It's a lesson for the colorist that what did you want to do with your color? Not asking how are you going to cut it after.
Yeah.
Now, it's not on you, it's on the colorist. The colorist, everyone listening at home, should say, so you're seeing Matthew after, what did you want for a cut? Oh, I'm going to chop it all off. Cool. So we're just going to do this. But the color's like, what do you want for color? Like, oh, I want blonde and highlights for the rest of it. Cool. They do highlights. Then you move to the next one. It's like, what are we going to do? We're going to cut most of this off. The color's like, but that's on the colorist. Because part of the consultation should have included how are you going to cut it with Matthew after I do the color.
That would have been a good question.
So that's on them for their experience. Like that's on for me to tell them. They learn from these, and then the next time they're like,
yeah.
So I'm going to do some.
And I learn as a client as well, because I can be terrible at being that person that comes.
No, it's not on you. You're the customer. You don't have to tell the colorist how you're going to cut your hair with me after. They're supposed to ask you. And I'm not faulting the person at all.
Yeah.
This is a universal thing all around the world with hair industry. It just it happens, and some people may come as like, yep. It happens because all that color work can end up on the floor if there was not brought up in the colorist consultation when going to a different person to cut the hair after.
This is true.
You book for highlights and a cut, and you want a pixie after.
Yeah.
And then the colorist says, what do you want to do? We're doing highlights. Cool, we're doing highlights. And then most of those highlights are on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
And then also it's awkward too because you shouldn't pay for the highlights that end up on the floor anyway. So now that the colorist has spent all that work on it, I'm not saying you as a customer, I'm just saying...
Well, it's a shame for the work to go to waste, basically.
Yeah.
Because it is a lot of time and effort.
Yeah. Anyhow, this is for me, I'm only talking about this. It's a universal thing with hair all over the world. Not you at all, not the person in the chair. It's never about you in the chair.
But it's still going to look good today, right?
Oh, gotcha. It's already looking good. This is awesome.
Cool.
Now I'm going to do a number 3 card at the bottom.
I like this.
Because you're in my army now. But you've never been in the army.
Not army.
No.
No, I tried.
Did you?
Yeah,
I can see that.
they didn't want me because of my shoulder.
What's wrong with your shoulder?
I dislocated it like 50 times.
Oh, Australian standards. Now, if this was somewhere else, they'd be like, you're good.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, since then I've like basically done CrossFit and like fairly intense workouts.
I can see you going through basic training because you're tough enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Australia, we go to training at like Kapuka, which is in Wagga Wagga, where we were looking on the map earlier about where I came from.
Oh,
and Wagga's, about an hour away.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to go through that just to see like how mentally tough you are.
I've had so many customers that are Army or have been through basic training or about to go to basic training, getting the last haircut for basic training. I mean, that's all that stuff too. But also in Halifax, Nova Scotia, where I used to live, is the Navy headquarters. And how many Navy women have done their haircuts? A lot of them like bobs, little bobs. Yeah, a lot of them like little bobs.
Because you got to keep it simple, right? You got to be able to get out of bed and run at like a moment's notice.
Yeah, but it's long and sock bun, or you just cut it off.
Yeah.
But in the Navy bobs are good. Like little bobs in the Navy, that works. But Army, now Australia and New Zealand have a rule. Either it's sock button off, or you crop it.
Yeah.
But you can't have a bob in the Army because they'll say you have to cut it off.
It's gonna be
That's an Australia New Zealand rule.
Huh.
And other armies around the world don't have that rule, but Australia and New Zealand have that rule. If it doesn't reach up and out of the way, it can't touch your ears.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a bob and you can't get that up, they order you to crop it. That's an Australia and New Zealand thing.
Wow.
Now, I've had that happen because, and I'll tell the story. This girl comes in and she's got this kind of length hair.
Yeah.
And she's, consultation said, what do we do? I have to cut it off. Why? Because my CEO said so, my commanding officer, she's ordered me to get a haircut. Yeah. Why? Because I had it long and I had it up. When my sister had a wedding and I had a haircut for the wedding, but I can't get it up properly anymore, so my CEO says I have to cut it all off. I said, okay, so what's the rule with your can't touch the ears? So that means clipper sides and back short. She's never had a short haircut before. So I said, so we're going to do short sides and back, a little bit longer on top. She goes,
okay.
I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
And then my next question is, what's the rule about color? But there isn't any. Cool. So I'm gonna shave your head, size it back with the clippers, a little bit longer top, and I'm gonna bleach the hell out of it. She goes, fine.
Yes.
You know how hot she looks?
Oh my god.
And you know, as soon as it's done, she's like, oh my god, I fucking love this.
That is so cool.
Good outcome.
Yes.
But that's what I'm gonna do, a good outcome. Oh my god. And yeah, that's New Zealand Army. She goes, you gotta cut that. She would have gone back like, he would have been like, that's hot. G.I. Jane.
Nailed the rules.
Yeah, it doesn't, you don't do, it can be like, you know, like middle for fringe and length on top.
Yeah.
But clipper size and back for sure.
Yeah.
But once you bleach that, and you stick that uniform on,
oh my god.
oh, she was hot.
What a vibe.
She was so hot.
I love it.
She left the army and she's got, now she's on Facebook, so
Yeah.
it's back to that. But she had to leave the army to grow it back. Because that's the other thing. And I've had someone else in the New Zealand Air Force who had it short and wanted to grow it long. And I helped her to grow it. Now it's getting this length. She comes to her haircut, she's growing it. She goes, my CEO keeps ordering me to cut it off. So you're gonna? She's like, no, I keep doing that. Because really, I mean, we're talking New Zealand Army or New Zealand Air Force. It's like, you need a haircut? And she says this. She comes back with a trim. He goes, you need a haircut? How else do I grow it? So that CEO let her get away with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he let her get away with it. And then finally got long enough to get put up, and like, I got it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I dated a guy for a while who was in the Australian military, and so he wasn't allowed to have long hair, obviously.
No.
But he managed to do it. Like, he had it short at the back and sides and long on top, and every day he would do this thing where he like folded his hair over and like gelled it down to disguise it, and like, it was amazing.
He's trying to get away with it.
And he did, and I was like, you know, I didn't actually love the hair, but I loved that he had this little rebellious thing going on, that it was like a fuck you.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
You're just gonna support him.
Mm-hmm, yep. He was a bodybuilder too. He was, yeah. I had no complaints there.
Cool.
That was actually so good, because I was like, you know, still like focused on my health and fitness and things, and he'd be like, here you go babe, like this meal has 35 grams of protein in it and like 2 grams of fat and like however many carbs, and I was like, I love this.
Yeah.
So hard to keep track of those things. Being with someone who actually cares about it as well is like, oh, it's awesome.
Since my trimmer battery died, I'm gonna have to do trimmering with the big guns.
Ooh.
But I can do it anyway, it doesn't matter.
I believe in you.
I believe in me too. To be honest, it doesn't matter what tool you use to use the job, you just adapt the tool for the job. Same result. Because you have a vision in your head,
Yeah.
and you just adapt the tool for the job.
Love it. I like how I can see there's going to be a bit of a two-tone thing happening here.
Yeah, me too.
I actually got in trouble for that when I was working for the airline industry. I was working for Emirates, and their rule was that our hair had to be one color all over.
Yeah, this is yeah.
And of course, like when you have short hair, and like I had it white blonde, and then it would start to go back, and I'd cut it, and then be like a bit darker at the base and at the back of my hair.
See, they're just like the New Zealand Army.
It was pretty much.
Standards, yeah.
Yep. And then I was also part of the Emirates business promotion team. So out of like, I think we had around 23,000 cabin crew while I was there. And there was a team of about 400 of us who were part of the business promotions team. So they would do like the World Soccer Cup events and big sporting events, VIP receptions, new air routes opening up, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And my first gig with Emirates business promotion team was to go to India, to Kolkata.
Yeah.
We went for a week for the International World T20 World Cricket Cup.
Yeah.
And like obviously they love cricket in India. And I was at Eden Gardens, and 84,000 fans in the stadium, and they were going to do like a Bollywood style safety demonstration to point out like the exits and like how to react if there was a 6 or a 4, and like, sorry, we're back to cricket.
That's okay.
I was scared at one point that I was going to get kicked off the trip because of my hair and my hair color, but fortunately the lady who was sort of our chaperone for the visit was like, you know what, you can get away with it because when you've got your hat and your veil on and everything,
Yeah,
your
that's
uniform,
true.
like
That's true.
It's fine, but it was it was the most amazing week. We had professional Bollywood dance teachers instructing us, and they changed the dance. Like, we'd learnt it in Dubai and then got flown over to India, and then they're like, oh, now we're going to teach you a new dance when we walked into the studio.
Yeah.
So we had to learn it, and I've always been quite uncoordinated with dancing, but I practiced. Like, people were laughing at me because any free moment that we had, I was playing this video that we had with a soundtrack, practicing in my hotel room.
Yeah.
This is looking so good.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is amazing. Yeah.
This is fun.
I'm loving this. Now I'll tell you a stewardess story now.
Yes.
Friend of mine, and we became like this. We became friends like this. Now she's from Texas, but she's descended from Navajo. Like
Oh,
natives.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You know those cultures about beautiful long hair. You would never
Really
cut that
thick, dark hair.
Never cut that hair. Now she's a little bit older than I am.
Yeah.
So when she was in her 20s, she got a job with United Airlines, which would have been late 60s.
Yeah.
Back then, they gave you a haircut.
Short hair was in then, right?
Oh, they cut your hair off. So now she's Texas Navajo,
Yeah.
and now just United Airlines headquarters Chicago, and she ended up in Chicago. Signed up and like, oh, I'm going to be a stewardess, and the outfit, she loved the whole thing. I said, okay, haircut time. So they sent her to the best hair salon in Chicago at the time. They bobbed her, and you know what? She loved that haircut.
Oh, really?
God, did she ever love that haircut? But imagine this. this.
Terrified for where this is
And
going
that
to go.
would have sat so perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, it would have looked like a $2,000 wig. That would have been so perfect. We're talking like 60s and whatnot. And with that outfit,
Oh my god.
oh, she was just like, and she's in her 20s, she's just like, oh
Fuck
God, did she
yeah.
ever love that? But back then, the airline gave you a haircut.
It's full
It
on.
was that way back then. Not anymore. Imagine an airline giving you a haircut today.
It was close for us, right?
Yeah, no, they would tell you.
for a
They would
flight.
tell you. But no,
Oh.
back then the airline gave you a haircut.
They did the haircut.
And they decided your haircut.
Damn.
Yeah. And then she was boom, boom. And you know what? She loved it. She loved it. And you know why she liked hairdressers? Like, she loved hairdressers. At that point on, she loves hairdressers.
Yeah.
She moved to Wellington from Texas.
Wow. what
First
is-
haircut with me, and the way we talked, and oh my god, next thing you know, we're hanging out beach houses up north, the rest of it.
Amazing.
Oh, we became, like, right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
she's like,
good.
oh, you're my new hairdresser. Like, texting, you're my new hairdresser that smiles. Now, when I was doing it, she never went back to bald. It's longer.
Yeah.
She's Navajo. She don't,
She grew it out.
yeah, it's nice hair. You don't need to cut that
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
But, oh, did she love that bob in her 20s. Now, her mom and grandma,
Another matter.
don't do, you should never, you know, she loved it. Changed her life.
It's amazing. Like, last time I was here and I got that asymmetric haircut, when I walked out and I went back into work and things, I was terrified about like the reaction I might
Of
get.
course.
And it was so positive, and the people that I thought were going to like have the biggest problem actually literally championed my haircut.
Yeah.
And people would be like, oh, it's a great haircut, and they'd be like, yeah, isn't it? It's so cool.
Yeah. No, Wellington's like that. Like, Wellington's a
Yeah.
cool, artsy, funky place to live. Yeah.
No, I'm learning this, and like I just felt like I walked out with different attitude. I was like, I found me again. I like this.
Yeah. I'm gonna be the best me I can be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I work in a job where my creativity doesn't get to come out to play much. But
Yeah.
I mean, you got to take.
We're not gonna tell the users about you.
You got to take the opportunities where you can, and like actually having something going on with your hair, it's great because it's that
Yeah.
reminder every day when you look in the mirror. It's like, oh, I do have this like edgy other side to me. I'm not just a person who sits at a computer all day.
Yep.
This is cool. I don't know. It seems like it's bringing out the color as well.
Oh no,
It
the
looks
color
just
that was done.
getting-
Now I made that comment earlier, but the color is an amazing color on you. It is an amazing. The person that did the color on you
She did such
nailed it. She just colored areas that were that was ended up on the floor anyway. That was my just my mentioning of it for a purpose, but the color overall is amazing. Yeah. I think we're there.
cool. I feel like I'm gonna have to do a who is the woman in the video clip you showed me? You said you were sort of using as inspiration?
Oh,
For this haircut?
no, I couldn't actually give you because actually I don't like the haircut, but I love her. It's China Phillips.
Yeah.
And it came up in another video as well. And I did, like, me in high school obsessed with China Phillips. I was like, oh, I can give you the China Phillips haircut. And then I said, but I won't because it's a little bit blocky on that side. It's a little bit too long in the back. Like, I critique the haircut. I just love her.
Yeah.
I just love her. And, you know, but I've never done the China Phillips exactly like what she had. Because I just love her.
Yeah.
No, it's a great haircut for the time and all. But there's a line here, it's a little bit too long in the back, and it's got this flicky. Now her haircut looks better on Justin Bieber.
That's great.
Yeah. No, I don't, like, at the time it was like, oh my god, she's amazing.
Yeah.
But like I was saying to you before, like she's a recovered drug addict, went through recovery, and a lot of people go through recovery, cut their hair off to symbolize a rebirth, and that's the reason why she becomes a big star with short hair.
Yeah.
And then she grew it back and she never cut off ever again.
Huh.
But that's just kind of
Yeah.
and I've seen that before. And my best story about that is when I was working for L'Oreal and we were doing big marketing campaigns and people can come up and ask some questions, blah blah blah. And I'm there, I'm the color expert. And this girl comes up and she's 21 years old and she's got this most amazing short pixie cut I'd ever seen in my life. But I'm doing my job and she has asking the questions. She goes, what about blah blah blah? I'm like, oh yeah, this and this, and what about yeah, blah, blah, blah. And, blah, blah. And the conversation's done. Before she leaves, I have to say, I said, by the way, I love your haircut. She goes, thanks, I just cut it off like a little while ago. I said, how long was it? And I said, she said, it was down to here.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my god, when you cut off that much hair, doesn't it feel like losing a limb? Do you know what she did?
What?
She took 3 steps back, she lifted her pant leg, she had an artificial leg, she had an artificial foot. Then I go, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And she laughed, she goes, no, don't worry. If I told you how I lost it, you wouldn't have sympathy for anyway. I said, okay, how'd you lose it? She goes, I was shooting heroin between my toes, it got infected and they had to amputate it.
Wow.
And I went, oh my god, I'm so sorry. She goes, no, I got the pins. And she goes, ask me anything. She gave me a pin, ask me anything. I'm recovered now.
Yeah.
And I go around and this is what I do. And the reason why I cut it all off, it symbolizes a rebirth.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my god.
What a cool person.
Yeah, I know, it's true. I know that.
I'm getting tingles here.
I know, it's not true. And I was like, I went from being like this small to love, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. And China Phillips, when she did Hold On, was an 18-year-old girl coming out of rehab and whatnot. So her journey would be similar, and I've seen that love as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was her parents, so and the mamas and the papas.
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah. And her mom's amazing, and her dad is
douchebag.
Well, her mother had to deal with her dad, and she had to deal with that too. And yeah, I'm not gonna throw them under a bus. It is what it is. It's history now. It's history now. It's written in history.
Yeah, parents wouldn't still be alive, would they?
Mom's alive. Her mom's alive. Oh yeah, no, they're she got a blow.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta start watching.
Oh my
the
god,
blow.
yeah.
Yeah. And she married a Baldwin.
Wow.
No. I've said this in other videos, so I'm just repeating stuff. I'm just repeating content for this channel.
I needed to watch more videos.
I know, but the reason why I came, I was like, because the girl whose haircut was, her name was China, because her mom named her China, and I told you about it earlier.
I watched part of hers.
Yeah, we watched part of that video, and that's why things get repeated, because we're channeling from watching things like that.
Yeah.
But what's so funny about her mom, she named her China Phillips because she was a fan of the Beach Boys, and she thought China Phillips was the daughter of the Beach Boys. And what happened was when China grew up and was in her teens, and she's like, why am I China? She goes, oh, because I love the Beach Boys, and I named you China after the daughter of the Beach Boys. And she goes, no, that was actually not the... So the mom realized, like, oh, I made a mistake. Which makes it even funnier.
That's so good. I love that. Oh my god.
But it's all good anyway. She's China, right?
That's great.
Yeah, no, it is what it is. So then I started playing with her the whole time and telling her the stories about, like, you're named after this girl. You're not nothing to do with the Beach Boys. So that's how this dialogue. Probably the last 20 years I've never talked about Wilson Phillips or China, you know.
Yeah.
But it come up because of my friend China.
That's brilliant.
And I said, why are you China? And she told me the story, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so great. Like, this is comedy genius. I'm named after somebody who there was a mistake.
I feel like that happens more often.
How you doing?
Gosh, the street is alive tonight.
Yeah, it is like.
We've already. You gave someone randomly bangs. I fixed a dress.
True. Yeah, that was before the camera came on.
Off the street.
Go off the street, and well, it wasn't one of the bangs. It was kind of
The curtain. It looks
like,
pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
I loved her energy though. Like,
Yeah.
you asked her friend, kind of joking, who want a haircut, and her friend was like, "Oh no," and then you asked,
I will.
and then this girl's like, "Fuck yeah, dude."
Yeah, I will. And there was the rule, like, if you sit in the chair, you have to have a haircut. If you don't sit in the chair, you don't have a haircut. She's, boom.
I'm there.
I'm there.
No, I love that.
And they were on their way to accepting awards for netball.
Yeah.
That's right. And she was nominated for Best Coach of the Year.
Oh.
And they were walking to the awards show, and I gave her a quick haircut. And I said, you know what? If you don't win the award tonight, at least you win a haircut. I didn't try it for it. It's just funny. Now, if you don't win the award tonight, at least you win a haircut. She's like, what do I pay? I'm like, nothing. You don't pay me nothing because that's called life experience, yeah?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that was just a really cool
And just
experience
people
tonight.
wandering off the street because my shop looks cool.
Yeah.
Because you and I are just hanging out and talking, and they're like, they just want to join the fun.
They all thought that I worked here, which,
I know, 'cause you
I'm
look
happy
like-
to try and own.
You do look like you could be a hairdresser. Oh yeah, next person walking down the street says, I want a haircut. I'm like, yep, she's your girl. You can start cutting away and mess it up, and I'll just fix it after.
Oh my god.
And we'll film it.
Just do something a little fun.
You're like, oh yeah, you're like, oh, that would be good for the
That is
channel.
exactly how I would look.
That would be good for the channel. And I'll just step in and fix it after. You do what you want, I'll fix it after. Now, because my little trimmers died, I did the black one, and I did the foil ones.
Oh my word. Oh, sorry.
You get to experience this. for the
Suddenly
first
I've
time.
stopped swearing now because I feel like I need to be. This is awesome.
I'm going to give you that for the first time in your life.
So many firsts. What is that thing?
Foil shaver. Makes it close.
Oh,
Oh, you're
this is fun.
Aren't you gorgeous?
I love this. That is so nice.
Yeah, that's so
Oh,
much
I
fun.
love it.
Yeah. I'm going to take you out. So I'm going to take out to the arborist, to the rooftop terrace, and the starlights, and the rest
Cool.
of it. And we're going to continue our
I need to do this as well.
conversations.
I love it.
So we'll do some after shots.
Cool.
Cool.
Awesome.
Come on over. Roller skate over.
Woo! Alright. I'm gonna find my legs again now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I could work in an American diner like this. They do
Yeah, they used to do that. Yeah,
Right.
of course they used to do that. Yeah.
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 Are we gonna do like the David Bowie as well after this?
Yes. Good enough. You can do a wardrobe change if you like.
Yes, I want to do the David Bowie.
Awesome. So the hair is good, but we're gonna do wardrobe changes.
Yeah, just
Sweet. Yeah, for fun.
oh, okay. Cool.
Wardrobe change.
Yeah.
What's your ensemble?
I love this. The
Bowie,
ensemble,
and the
Bowie.
corduroy, and the DMs.
Yep, the Doc Martens.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
just gonna photograph
Yeah.
it. Same haircut though.
I can't believe I waited so long to get Doc Martens.
I've had Doc Martens since I was like early teens.
Yeah.
But I told you like the
Same,
scooters
yeah.
and the mods and the
Oh my god.
Doc Marten boots. Me in high school, I was I didn't have a school uniform where I grew up, right?
Yeah, you had
But I wore a uniform.
Why?
10 old black Doc Marten
You
boots,
had your own.
black Levi pants, white t-shirt, black bomber jacket, and a Vespa
And
motor
with
scooter.
that, oh.
And it was the same attire every day. I didn't have to wear a uniform, but I invented my own, and that was my look. And also, my hair was long in high school. Like, it was about there. So it was like the ponytail guy with the Vespa, white, always a white t-shirt. Well, not always,
That's
but
fine.
mostly it was a white t-shirt, black Levi jeans, 10 old Doc Martens, and that was
That's
my high
what
school.
Steve Jobs and Obama do, right? Like they wear the same thing every day so they don't have to think about it. So you were just onto it.
I guess that was my high school. And the Vespa was my obsession because we used to go work after school, go to houses and swap parts, and that was my obsession. But you got when I went to high school, we didn't have computers and things like that, right?
Yeah.
I had a Vespa.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my obsession at the
Go
time.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been the big game changer, right? Having
Yeah.
wheels, being able to like,
Yeah.
go where you
It was
want.
your freedom. You got the hell out of the house. In my house, I want to get as far away as possible. Sweet. I think we're good.
Lovely.
And we can go anytime.
Oh, I love it. Alright,
too.
awesome. Which jacket do you reckon?
Honestly,
Mm-hmm.